Jim. Call today's meeting to order. It's February 11th at 1:30 p.m. So the first item of business will be citizens' comments. Do we have any citizens here to comment? Okay, with that being said, we'll move on. The second item is approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay, second. Any discussions about the minutes? Okay, no discussion. We'll call for a vote. We don't do roll call here.
No, no.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Yep.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item will be, but before we do the next item, were we gonna do an introduction?
Yeah, let's do. Let's
Okay.
go for it, yeah.
So just real quick, we got some new faces in the room, so I'll start off. Well, no, you start off.
Sorry.
Just for, we all know each other and then we'll move forward.
Absolutely. I'm Kel McDowell. I'm Vice President of Government Affairs and Public Partnerships with Williamson Inc. We are the Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development Organization for Williamson County.
Perfect. Patty Carroll, I am your chair. I represent the city of Fairview in economic development.
I'm Chris Quasi. I'm the interim city administrator for the city of Spring Hill.
Tony Tolstead, I'm the assistant city administrator for the city of Spring Hill.
Will Powell, Mark President for First IMQ, Williams County.
Maureen Thornton, President and CEO of the Williamson County Convention and Visitor Bureau. Lisa Anderson, not Vice. No, we're not that. Anyway, Lisa Anderson, Mayor of Fairview, Tennessee.
Kim Moore, Mayor of Franklin. I have not been in vice with her.
I'm Charlie Fox, Greenbelt representative.
I'm Lacey Gill. I am Growth Director at LBC in Brentwood, Tennessee.
I'm Annalisa Roberts, I serve Lake County Development Team, Williamson.
Jen Bonner, Director of Marketing and Communications for Williamson Inc.
Eric Stuckey, Franklin City. Nick Binnicker, also Economic Development, Williamson Inc.
Claudia Swaswa, also for Office of Economic Development, Williamson Inc.
Perfect. And we'll go ahead and just we have to, in the audience, go ahead.
I am Christopher Richards, County Commissioner, District 7.
Perfect.
Jessica Lisa, I'm a graduate.
Perfect. Okay, we'll move forward. The next item on
Got
the,
online people too.
wait. We got to go online. Okay, well, I could say mayor and just let somebody jump in, but we'll go with the mayor of Spring Hill first.
Hi, everybody. Jim Hagman, Mayor of Spring Hill. Good to see you guys. Thank you.
I'll jump in next. Victor Lay, Town Manager of Nolensville. Good morning, or afternoon as it is.
I'll go next. I'm Michael Wood. I'm the Town Administrator for Thompson Station.
Perfect. And Rebecca?
Rebecca Mountain, Executive Director of the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. And Paul? He's driving. We're gonna guess. I'm not sure. What do we think?
Rogers?
And then who else do we have? We have another Rebecca. We may have two devices. Okay, did I get everybody? There's Diane. Okay, she waits. She's here. Okay, we'll move on. The next item is electing new officers. So I'm going to open up the floor for vice chair. We'll take any nominations, then we will close and take a vote. So do I have any nominations?
Ms. Chair, I would like to nominate Lisa Gill for Vice Chairman.
Okay. Any other nominations? Okay, we'll close nominations and then we'll go for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations. First meeting, welcome.
I'm gonna be back with those.
Yes, and then the second item would be election of a secretary. So I'll open up the floor.
Madam Chair, I would nominate Will Powell for secretary.
Okay, perfect. Any other nominations? Okay, any discussion? Okay, we'll close and go for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, now this will go, the fifth item is we'll just go back around. I know y'all were nice enough to introduce yourself, but if you are a council member, we'd like you to give your city's updates. Or county, if you're the mayor. And we'll just start to the right.
Mayor, did you have any updates?
Hey, yeah, just, I'll turn it over to you guys because you're sitting right there. It's better, better optics. But I would like to mention that we just received an email today that we received a grant, an awarded grant of $250,000 that we are going to use towards our water improvement and sewer delivery, water delivery and sewer improvement program. And that was just another big win for Spring Hill. And so happy to share that news. Just came in this morning, and I'll defer to my guys that are right there in your face. And Chris, great to see you there, sir, pitch hitting for our great city, and you're amazing. And Tony sitting right next to him. He's an amazing ACA. So take off, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mayor.
I think we should just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, thank
Uh, Picking up on what the mayor said, of course, we did just receive the notice this morning on the grant award. We're really happy. That's mostly focusing on our asset management portion of that, so that's kind of a big deal for us. That's gonna be a good part of our program. As many of you know, you've had updates from us in the past. Our utilities are probably the big conversation for us. We're continuing to move forward on what we commonly call Project SWIFT, which is water reuse. Working through that pilot program as we speak. Don't ask me any very high-end specific engineering questions, because I'm just gonna refer you to Dan Allen, who's our other ACA, because he's been humming that project and doing a heck of a good job on it. And to that end, we also have TDAC in town tomorrow speaking about that, coming to see us about that project specifically. So we're looking forward to that continued work, and just it's kind of a big project. So we're looking forward to that as it just keeps moving down the line, because we all know that there's our growth has been pretty solid, and I think it kind of continues to be that way. And to that, with regard to growth comes all the fun growing pains, which we see no more often than when we're in budget, which we're in the middle of right now, and all of you are as well. But I would say that we have a new finance director who came on, thank you, Murray County. Rebecca is our trying to put less, go ahead, Rebecca.
No, you got it.
Yeah, I did it. Thank you, Rebecca Holt.
Yeah.
And then we also have a new budget manager, which is Chelsea Perryman, and also from Murray. So Mayor Butts is angry, sorry. But we have some really great new staff that we're really happy to have on board, and they're really doing a great job. We're getting some really making some good progress, and we appreciate them. The other thing we have is a lot of construction. I was fortunate enough to get to do a recent tour of the police facility, which and maybe it'd be really neat if once we get right up to close to opening, if we can invite everybody to come and take a tour of the facility. I will tell you, it is absolutely amazing. It's gonna handle our growth for well into the future, and we built it that way. So it's really impressive what they've done. We're really happy with that. And to the same end, we also just did the column siding for our new fire station, which is Fire Station 4, which is right at Duplex and Buckner Lane. So that's going to help our response times a great deal. And then, just trying to kind of get through it, because we've got a lot going on, is our administrator recruitment continues. That'll probably hit the street sometime, I don't know, maybe before, just immediately after the election, somewhere in there. But they've been in-house and talking to everybody, and so we'll look forward to that process. I know that Brentwood is still going through that process, not sure where they are. I know they had one, and it's recruiting's tough. So we wish them the best, and we hope the best for ourselves. That's pretty much the highlights that we have right now. If there's any questions you have, we'll do our best to answer them, or most likely just send an email later and tell you really good information. But that's about it for us.
Okay, is that it for Spring Hill. Rebecca, do you want to go ahead while, we're on Spring Hill?
Just from our standpoint, as Tony mentioned, it is an election year. So we've updated our website with a lot of the election information, including the candidates. We'll upload the sample ballot once Maury County Elections Commission has it available. We do have 2 events coming up where people can meet the candidates. Our February 27th luncheon, and then March 18th is our public Meet the Candidates Forum at 6 p.m. at the New Community Baptist Church. So those are all great opportunities for people to get to know the candidates and be prepared for Election Day. Another note, our March luncheon will be our mayoral forum. So Rogers will be joining us along with Maury County Mayor Sheila Butt. So just wanted to plug those on our event calendar. Thank you.
From Spring Hill just joined us.
Okay. Oh, Jim, do you have any updates? And while we're on Spring Hill, we'll just knock y'all all out.
Yeah, just I'm just happy to continue to be a representative of Spring Hill, and happy to be a part of this group. And congratulations, Patty, for being the chair. Nice. Elected people that we're getting good on the end. All right, yeah, let's just ready to move on.
Okay. And then we'll move on. You didn't have anything else to add? Okay. So y'all should visit. Franklin just had a wonderful tourism event. Would you like to take a moment and just kind of give us a little recap?
Sure, thank you. I know a lot of folks in here were able to join us and we appreciate that. Last week, we rolled out in the broadest way our new tourism branding and have had a chance in each of our communities, most of our communities, to do a community level rollout. Fairview is still on our list of schedule, but we've done that in Nolensville, Spring Hill, Thompson Station, and Franklin, and look forward to continuing that process and partnering with you all on it.
Absolutely.
Right, Mayor Anderson.
Hi, we've got some really exciting things going on, a lot of growth. If anybody's had a successful, bout with doing a census update, I would love to hear your thoughts on that, because I know that, directly related to that is funding. And, the last census we had in 2020, it said we were right at 10,000 residents, which I know is not true now, because we had over 7,000 registered voters turn out in November. So I know that, we're way above that and would love to, figure that out so that we can get more funding, especially for our roads. Highway 100 always, tends to be an issue because, we've got Centerville, Hickman, Dixon, Bon Aqua, Lyles, all the way to Nashville using our Highway 100. And if 40 is down, Highway 100 becomes the interstate. So our community's like, oh, we're growing and that's traffic. Well, they don't understand that everyone else is growing. So that, coming from Nashville all the way to, to Hickman, that they use 100. So, but we've got some real exciting things. We've got in the works our design for our new Justice Center, which is desperately needed for our police officers. We've got a new fire hall, the design in the works right now. We've got our big, huge, exciting city center that's being underway, being built right now next to City Hall, which is really exciting for our community. We've got a sidewalk project that's about to start, and a traffic light that's desperately needed at Cumberland 100. With the sidewalk project, our community is all about walkability. And so you will be able to walk from all the neighborhoods in the area to our city center, which is gonna have restaurants, retail, live work, and an area in the middle for congregating so that our community can have different events. We have our 3rd of July event, which we had 29,000 people show up in a city of 10,000 or so. So it's a big event. And our Nature Fest, that's in July, and then our Nature Fest in September, which is about 12,000 people show up for that. So it's just, we're all about community and doing things to really bring our community together. And, and also I'm a big proponent of regional approach. I think if we all get off our own island and just do everything as a Williamson County group, all the different municipalities working together, water, sewer, roads. I think that that's the best way to go. So, congratulations to Patty on being the new chair. And she also is one of our newer employees with the city. She's our economic development officer. She's killing it at that, doing a great job. On top of it every day, just bringing the best businesses to our community. We have a really exciting business that's coming, Laystar, which is, it's a Department of Defense. My son was, he graduated in the first graduating class in the mechatronics program, which Fairview High School is the only school in Williamson County to have that program right now. I hope that other of our schools in Williamson County can take on that program, because my son graduated with his associate's degree from Columbia State while he was actually in high school. The mechatronic, when I heard that Laystar was looking at Hickman County, I said, no, you don't want to be there, and went and spoke with them. And Michael and his wife Crystal, we sat down, we talked. We said, why don't you move a little bit further east, come to Fairview? We're 30 minutes from everything. And we're strategically located right in the middle of Highway 100, Highway 96, 840, and Interstate 40. So we have a great opportunity for new businesses to come and be in a great location, and the price point's a little less for them to purchase property. So Patty, do you want to add anything else?
No, just, she hit it all, but we are growing. We have people looking every day. And so it's just trying to manage that growth. And I hear a lot, why do we need an economic development officer? And I'm like, if you want intentional growth, that's the best way to do it. So anyway, loving the position. Thank you. Now we're going to move to Mayor Moore, City of Franklin. We'll let you kick off and then we'll go to Eric.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, let me start off by, if you're wanting to visit City Hall, do not go downtown Franklin to Third Avenue, because we've moved. We're now occupying buildings on Columbia and Ninth that are part of the First Bank building complex. And so
Will is our landlord. I think he's doing you really great today.
Secondly, in the governor's state of the state last night, he announced $1 billion for transportation. So we'll see how that pans out, because all of us are concerned about that. We've recently approved two major projects, almost $100 million worth. McEwen Phase 4, Cool Spring Boulevard to Wilson Pike. It'll take 2.5 to 3 years to build. We'll hope to start that maybe in the next summer, maybe around March. Southeast Park, which is has ball fields, but also LEG's Dream World, which is an inclusive playground. That's going to start in a similar time frame. And then a bit late, but Bicentennial Park will be completed this year. It's 6 years late, but it's still on your project.
Still in the 200-year range.
I think that's all I've got. You mentioned census, and I'll leave that there if you want to.
So to touch on a couple of those, add to what the mayor had, Southeast Park is a huge deal. We've been planning that for a long time. It will really provide really great park services in the southeast part of Franklin, which is where we're seeing the most growth, and does not have those major park amenities. So that's coming there. The McEwen project is a $46 million project, but we've been able to secure 30 million of that from federal grant dollars. So that helps stretch our local dollars. But that is a 3-year build. It's got a lot of topography to deal with. It's a challenging project, but we'll upgrade McEwen from Cool Springs out to Wilson Pike, which is essentially a 2-lane country road, into a 4-lane divided, sort of like what you see from Cool Springs into town. You'll see that same connecting out to Wilson Pike. And ultimately, when you look at TDOT's planning, McEwen is part of one of the major east-west connections that happen through our county. So building that out has been important, and that's been part of the story. We've been able to get federal money there. We are also, board gave some clear guidance on the construction, and this is 10 years out, but of a wastewater plant or water reclamation plant in the southeast part of Franklin. We're looking at some of the same reuse opportunities there as well. We did a pilot plant over the last year and a half or so. And so that target of a first of 3 phases there at 6 million gallons a day in southeast Franklin has been, that's been set as our target, and we'll work towards that. And given the permitting and design and construction that you need to do, that 10 years is going to go fast. But that is important to supporting development that has been approved and is in the pipeline, and in that area in particular that meets those needs. And we'll continue to treat water at a very, very high level. And we take our stewardship of the Harpeth River really seriously, and having modern plants that effectively do that function is a critical part of that. On the development side, calendar year 2024 was the largest in permitted development, so actual projects coming through our permit process that we've seen in 5 years. So 2024 was a strong year. A couple highlights that probably grab more headlines. We had the official ribbon cutting for EMF Caleb, which is located in our southeast part of Franklin. That was a huge economic development win. Of course, In-N-Out Burgers in that same area, and they're building their headquarters in that area, or regional headquarters. Although the CEO is going to be working out of there, so that sounds like and True Green has moved their headquarters to Franklin, or their corporate offices to Franklin as well. So those are some nice wins, but the real story is how existing businesses continue to grow and expand in our community. And we see, and the other cities are the same way. We see unemployment rates at 2.5%, which is the lowest in the state. In our city, and I think the other Williamson County cities are right in that same range as well. One other thing to touch on, we will be issuing our first general obligation debt in 6 years to help support our share of McEwen and the building of the Southeast Park and some other roadway improvements. So that will be the first time we'll be in the bond market. So in the next month, we'll go back out to get our bond rating. We are working really hard to reaffirm our AAA bond rating, top rating you can get from both Moody's and Standard & Poor's. And that's a big deal because it gets us money at the lowest possible rate. It is also an endorsement of how we operate, strength and vitality of our local economy. And when you look at having 2 AAA bond ratings, there are probably only 100 cities in America that have that. So that's a big deal and a big endorsement of the quality of what we're doing, the strength of our local economy, and how well we want to operate as a community and as a local government. Let's see, Mayor, I think we hit them all. Special census are really hard. We've been working, and it's not like it used to be. We did mailers, we've done online, and we just have had a really tough time getting responses. We're over 50,000. But we have 40,000 to go to get to the number that we think we're at in population. Our projection is 90 to 92,000. And it's just really hard. And one of the things I'd like to pursue at the state level is just a mid-decade update. Just go to the Census Bureau and use their collected numbers. Why put everybody through all this time and money and effort to try to do an updated count when our citizens really don't want to participate in that? So there's a resource out there that gives a very reliable number of projection of growth. The other thing that happens in the state with that is it's really inequitable because the more affluent communities can afford to spend money on doing a special census. The poor communities can't. So it ends up, we kind of get a disproportionate benefit because we can afford to count people and get an updated number, but less affluent communities can't afford to. So one of the things I'm going to advocate for, probably not this legislative session, but the next one, is to say, let's stop this kind of uneven and very costly process of special census, and just either, I think, just agree to use the U.S. Census number at mid-decade and update everybody's number. Seems fair to me. So we may enlist your help in advocating for that because it is a pain for cities to try to do, but it does make sense to recognize the growth because these are taxes our citizens already pay. And we ought to get our fair share, and that ought to be updated sometime in the 10-year window. So that's all I got.
I think you're in the right room of.
Yeah.
People agree with you. Okay, well, thank you for that. Let's go ahead, and since as the mayor still on, county mayor, I'll just go back to you, Mr. Fox, in a minute, but I see Diane. Did y'all want to give an update since y'all are in the car driving? Oh, wait, here we go. Just thought maybe make it easier on them, but. Well, maybe not. Okay. If they jump back on, we see them, we'll go to them, but, okay, Mr. Fox, do you have anything you want to add to?
Just briefly, I'm a new guy on the block, so I wondered about how much acreage our county had in the Greenbelt acreage plans. I wouldn't know if that's associated office. Williamson County has 373,979 acres, okay, and that includes, I'm sure, dirt and water as well. In 2014, we had 231,341 acres in the Greenbelt, okay? And 2024, 10 years later, that had dropped to 202,214 acres. So just to give you guys some idea of how much property is in the Greenbelt. There are three ways to put property in. It's agricultural, forestry, and there's a third way, using open spaces. You can have as much or as little as 3 acres, but there's some huge stuff there. And if you have any property that you're looking to move into the Greenbelt acres, you have to apply by March the 15th. So like that.
Okay, good information. Thank you. Okay, we don't have, anybody from Brentwood either besides Lisa, who's not representing the city, but go ahead and if you want to give your update, do you have anything you like to add? Okay, great. Thank you. And Lisa, do you have anything?
I don't, no.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, Williamson, anybody?
I'll jump in at the end, but we do have Thompson Station in Nolensville.
Oh, we've got Thompson Station. Where are they?
Got Mike right here.
Hello.
Hey, Micah.
Just a few things to update you on. I'm sure we got a couple of private developments. I'm sure most of you have heard about the Simon Mall development that's going in on Lewisburg Pike. They're still very much in their due diligence phase, although they have done their announcement. So still a long way to go with that project, and a lot of things to cover in terms of infrastructure and extensions on roadways and wastewater and all kinds of things. But obviously excited about the possibilities related to that. But still in the early days, very much early days. The other kind of large private development that we've had, Farm Bureau is opening a satellite corporate office here in Thompson Station, just north of Thompson Station Road in 31. It's the first time they've ever had corporate offices outside of Columbia in quite some time. So we're excited to welcome them to the community. They've owned that property. It used to be where the farmers market was in the sale barn. If any of y'all remember that from years ago. So Farm Bureau's owned that for a very long time, and they're kind of coming back to the community. So we're excited to welcome them back. We've been working on a economic development analysis for Thompson Station. Talked to Kel and some other folks at Williamson Inc. about that, and excited to plug them into to when our consultant finally gets us the final version. He's been working on that over the last year. So we'll have some hopefully some good guidance related to that for our economic development program with the town. And then just to kind of go over some of the big picture infrastructure upgrades. Obviously, the biggest ticket item in Thompson Station is our wastewater treatment plant upgrade. Been decades in the making, finally ready for that to be completed later this year. Expected to be fully operational and permitted by November. So obviously there's a lot of pent-up growth demand related to that. So see a lot of active construction after we finally get that project completed. A couple other things, the town has offered up $15 million to participate in TDOT's statewide partnership program to accelerate the construction of Columbia Pike, Highway 31. So we're just now kind of waiting and was happy to see last night in the governor's State of the State information related to adding additional money for projects that are in the 10-year plan, such as 31. And obviously, they're leaning in on that, leveraging those statewide partnerships. So that's obviously been the town's #1 transportation project for going on 10 years. So fingers crossed that we get selected to participate with TDOT in that. And kind of to close on, we've got a $650,000 grant from TDEC for our park system. That's a 50-50 match, so that'll end up being $1.2 million that we're spending to upgrade Sarah Benson Park. That's our main active park in town, widely loved, very heavily used, and so we're excited to kind of polish up Sarah Benson and put some new amenities in there, and excited to see what that's going to do for the community. So that is all I've got.
And we're ready for the shopping mall.
I'm ready for the sales tax.
I can't believe I just totally am not used to looking on the screen and counting everybody in, but my friend Victor's up there. So if you want to give us a Nolensville update, that would be perfect.
Chairman, can I just butt in real quick, Victor, if that's okay? Hey, thank you for the update, Thompson Station. With regards to the governor's State of the State, part of, I think about $100 million or something is going to go towards the preservation of the Duck River and things. So that's also very good for the area. Water. That's all. That was a great address. That's all I got. Sorry, Victor.
All right.
Thank you.
Anytime, Jim. So, like I'm sure you all too, Nolensville has begun their budgeting process for the coming year, and we have budget meetings that are ongoing. We completed last night a second strategic plan work session with our Board of Commissioners, just trying to outline from a 5-year vision what are the positions that staff has identified that we need, and the capital projects that have been identified that are need. What does that look like over that 5-year period, and what's the funding going to look like over that 5-year period? And it was quite a lot of good conversation about that. There'll be a lot more coming, I'm sure, as we go through and really start looking at how much everything costs. Some of the things that are going on specifically in our area. I think I may have mentioned it one time before. We about 3 or 4 months ago, when the state announced projects, we had got a $1.2 million project for our first real park that the town has been a part of developing. And of course, it's right on Sunset Road. We had purchased that property for just under $2 million using ARP funds to do that. So we've got this grant. So we're going to be processing through it. We're actually using the value of the property as the match monies for the grant. So we're excited about that. The other half of the property, we're looking to maybe locate a new police department on. That's, of course, that's part of the capital, and we'll have to figure out how we're going to afford that building. This costs continue to go up. One of the things that last week at our council meeting, the board did agree to go ahead and move forward with was purchasing the right-of-way needed on Sunset Road to widen it. It is the 3rd phase of 3 phases. And we'll then, once we get the right-of-way from that, then we can look at the construction cost. You all know how expensive right-of-way has got. When we had budgeted for it, we were expecting it to be about $750,000. Turns out now that we're in the throes and have done the appraisals, we're at a little over $2.2 million. So that certainly caused a lot of concern. And originally, when we thought we could have the road built and everything paid for maybe about 3.5 million. That number is probably closer to 8 now. And so we've agreed to go ahead and buy the right of way. We know that that's not going to get any cheaper and may just even get more difficult to acquire in the future. So we're going to at least try to get that, and then we'll see how the construction of the road goes into the future. With regard to the census, Mayor Anderson, Nolensville last year completed a census, and we were very successful with it. We had 95% participation.
Wow.
We've actually had a lot of phone calls from places around the state about how we went about doing it. And I will say that for smaller, in contrast with Franklin, it's easier for a smaller town to do that. And we are more than willing to share with you the process that we went through. We used our GIS system and really mapped out and very strategically and methodically engaged the people in conversations about that. So I'm very willing to show that to you. And Joel Cook, our GIS guys, he's really proud of what he's accomplished, and we are too. And so we're offering him as a resource really to any community that wants to see how we structured it. But we involved our fire department. They ended up going for the ones that did not fill out the return the mailer. We actually had 50% that returned the mailer. So we started out pretty strong. But as we went on through the process, we just took our fire department, went door to door, but utilizing that GIS system that was real time, creating some competition between neighborhoods, because it was real time, and it was while you wouldn't be so granular to say, oh, this house and that house, we could see that information, the public couldn't. It did let neighborhoods know that, who had the highest percent complete. And so there was a little bit of competition that went on in that because everybody wanted to be first. And so it turned out really well. I would absolutely agree with Eric, and I would absolutely sign on with trying to get a statewide authorization that we just dispensed with special census and all went with maybe a one-time adjustment at the 5-year period. I agree that would be so much better for everyone. Let's see. I guess that pretty much wraps up all the things that are going on here. Lots of activity, and just glad to be a part.
Thank you. Anybody else online that I've missed? I'm going to view that.
Yeah, if you want to go to Mayor Anderson.
Okay, well, I made a joke, Mayor Anderson, earlier. I said they couldn't even walk across the hall. They had to do it. I lied, but
Did they change the lock?
So if you don't mind, Madam Chairman, let me get the schools give us an update on the new hub. I know that's on everyone's mind, where we are. If you've driven down McActor or Hillsborough Road, if you look over and see the old animal center, it's gone.
Yeah, so we're super excited. I'm glad you mentioned the mechatronics program. The hope and goal of the Innovation Hub is to offer more specific skill trades to the Williamson County student population, which we currently have 30 plus programs of study across all 10 high schools. However, this is going to offer some unique programming that we do not currently offer, such as aviation. Kids will be able to get private pilot license. Thompson Caterpillar program where they can be heavy machine technologists and electrical power generation under one roof. We've got a cybersecurity component, artificial intelligence component coming, hospitality and tourism. The cool thing the reason we want to use the word hub is because it's going to be a community hub. It's just not for the students of Williamson County. We're fixing to have the first TCAP placement in Williamson County under that roof, that the community and adult educational opportunities will be available for our community. Middle Tennessee State is going to partner with us on the aviation program, as well as Hawkins Flight Academy, which are two gentlemen out of Nolensville. Let's see, the cybersecurity AI program, we met with Vanderbilt last week. We got Tennessee Tech on deck next week. So we're looking at a collab between two different universities and post-secondaries of that. Then hospitality and tourism is going to be hosted by and run by Columbia State. So we have direct to work with TCAT, if you choose to do so. You've got a 2-year process. You got a 4-year process with a public school and a 4-year process potentially with a private 4-year university. So we wanted to cover all of our bases. The city of Franklin is keeping us from building this thing faster. So like, no, I'm just kidding. It's actually in a really good spot according to Bill. Lot's been cleared. Concrete gonna be poured in March once the cold weather is kind of past us. It's a race, 13 months after that to have it completed for August of 26 for openings. So we're really excited about this opportunity and appreciate it. And one thing I failed to mention, we also have another project that's under that hood, if you will, with the city of Franklin. We are developing our first ever fire program starting next year. 18-year-old seniors get an opportunity to get their EMT button and go through the fire program with the city of Franklin Fire Department. They're gonna take 12 of those kids, whittle it down to 6, and be paid interns and fire, full-time fire folks after that. So we're really excited about that as well. Thank you.
Scott?
So I only had 3 things for you that have not opened up your emails today. The mayors, the city managers, town, all of your different titles that you have. We have set the first day for the advisory committee on the urban growth boundary. I don't remember that date, but if you look at your emails, it'll be in this room in about 2 or 3 weeks. If you will remember, we went through the process of the urban growth boundaries. We all agreed we get back, meet on a quarterly basis, look at the individual issues of annexation, growth, and what that looks like at least 4 times a year. That we would all get together and planning forward out into the next time to get the urban growth boundaries committee back together to address some of these issues. So you're certainly welcome. The folks that are on the urban growth planning side, the legal side, feel free to attend any of those meetings in here if you so desire. Very important part, and a tip of the hat to all of you. After 2.5, 3 years worth of work, we were able to get all of it approved to our cities, the county, and the state, and great job you did. On a smaller scale issue, just to give you an update, I want to tip the hat off to Kel and Gina for their hard work in pushing through the bill, and it just escapes me the name of the number of the bill, but Pat Marsh is running it in the House side, Jack Johnson's running it on the Senate side to look at getting more revenue into us for the use of interstate projects. Just a refresher. This was again a couple of years project we worked on, looking at the real estate tax. Real estate tax is everyone buys a house, and all of that revenue side goes to Nashville is $100. It's 37 cents per $100 for this county. That was approximately on a 5-year average was $28 million. We're asking the state to return 50% of that money to us. And in turn, we'll make a commitment, and this is a reoccurring, if you'll remember. It's reoccurring so that we can pay for future roads, whether it's interstates, whether it's Highway 100, Nolensville Road, whatever that happens to be. So if you put the math to that, 28, 50%, 14 million, our 50% of that 4 million will be 7. And then we're committing a certain portion of that back to the road system. Where's it at? It's just got filed last week. It's a heavy lift to get through, but from Bristol to Memphis, we're not getting any pushback. It's all in the revenue cycle, and can the state feel comfortable about that? With a lot of support for it. It's been a lot of hard work. I do at the local level and through the Mayor's Association, and I made a few phone calls across the state too. So I'm feeling good about it. The final thing that I wanted to report on for you that live out in the unincorporated area, Charlie, and the bids came in. We accepted the bids for the improvements of Arno Road and 840. We're redoing that interchange, a lot of accidents there. and then, moving on up to where you turn off on a road to go into McDaniels. I forget the name of that road. We're looking at improving that, so making some improvements out in the county, particularly on Pagefield Road, which is our highest accident road, in the county.
Okay, if that's it, I appreciate, you want to update?
Yeah, sure, and thank you. Thank you, Patty. Just last week, we had our day on the hill, and want to thank, we had a number of attendees in this very room. It was a great opportunity not only to engage our business leadership, our community leadership, our municipal and county elected leadership, but just to really make sure that there's that synergy as we connect with our state legislative delegation, and also those from Murray County as well. We were glad to partner with both Spring Hill Chamber and Murray Alliance again this year. Hey, Becca, waving to you up on the screen. But thank you all for joining, and we were really glad to be able to host that again. Outlook Williamson, which is our annual economic development summit, will be on April 1st. That is a half-day event. Have we gone public with the panelists just yet?
No, we're going live Thursday.
Love it. Stay tuned Thursday for the information on that and the registration info. Mayor, the bill number on the Keep It Local, the transfer tax, is HB 649. If you go to the Tennessee General Assembly website, you type in HB 649, the bill language and the co-sponsors are all listed there right now. And then the one last thing I've got to plug is February 28th, that morning, that's a Friday, is our monthly policy talk series. Particularly during state legislative session. It's a great opportunity. We assemble the whole delegation there. We have our 1 hour moderated program. And yeah, encourage you to join. No registration needed. And I think that's all I've got to plug.
Okay, great. I don't think either one of y'all mentioned Franklin, City of Franklin or County Mayor, but I just attended the Zoom call on the Safety Action Partnership. I know that it's the time we meet again. The website's not live, I know, for the county yet, but we'll need participation from all the cities in the county, and I'm sure y'all will have the same thing just for public.
We've already completed our survey.
So you've already
We have like 750 respondents, which is really good.
Yeah. Super. Yeah. So when the county gets ready, we'll have to definitely, because this will be huge for all the cities to be able to just go after grants. So anyway, I thought I'd mention that. And if we don't have any other business or anybody else have did we trigger anything else? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
One
Yes.
thing I'd like to just throw out, I meant to mention it, Buttercup Festival, May 3rd. That's a Saturday. Usually it's been on a Sunday. We're doing it on a Saturday this year. Just invite everybody over.
Perfect. Okay. No other items. I'll call for Mayor.
Sorry, Jeremy, with our community and a lot of the kids there, we have a lot of interest in, maybe kids that aren't gonna continue to college, but do more of, what your hub is, promoting. Would it be possible for you to do, I loved being at the groundbreaking and seeing your whole video and everything, doing that, like at one of our meetings, televised we have a lot of participation. I'd love for you to come out and do that, the whole video and talk about it for our community.
Be glad to.
So I'll get with you on that, but, this is such a great opportunity for the kids. I mean, there's, not everybody's geared towards, university, so, I just really appreciate your vision on that.
Appreciate it.
Madam Chairman, it is parks up in, I could have a car on, how many acres do we still have in Williamson County? Did you get an answer on that?
Yes, sir. On my note here. We have, a total of 373,979 acres in the county. And as of last year, end of the year, we had 202,214 acres in the green belt. Designation.
And the reason I wanted you to have that number, we still have over 50% of the land in Williamson County that's in or greenbelt or not in greenbelt. And A lot of people do not get out of Franklin and Brentwood, Fairview, Spring Hills, Thompson Station, and Noblesville. If you go out into the county, there's still a lot of open space land, and even in Franklin, there's thousands of acres that haven't been touched yet, particularly out in Williamson. Don't leave here thinking everything's always under development, because there's still a lot of people. We've had the single largest house permit we've ever had just in the last 60 days. And it's in excess of 25,000 square feet on 100+ acres. I don't know how you pay for something like that.
Okay, if that's it, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Okay. First,
I know.